ladies and gentlemen, this is Roy the Lead Hound, back with another episode of the Minish Cap. We are continuing through the forest shrine here. We can't carry this pot through this doorway. And very soon, I believe in the next room, there should be two doors here. Okay, yeah. So, in the next room, I think we get the item, or it's very close. I know it's very close, because it helps us solve the problems with these puffy things on the floor that prevent us from moving quickly. Is it this room? No, but I see a piece of heart, which is, ow, something that I need. These things, too. They spread the fluffiness. Okay, here it is. Alright, if I open this locked door, it should take me there. So I think if I go through this one that's not locked first, we'll get a little preview. Yeah, so we can actually see. So there's the mini-boss I was thinking of. But we can't get through because there's a normal-sized spider web in our way. So let's go ahead and try and take care of that, shall we? Oh, actually my heart is full. Okay, let's do this. Alright, here we go. Alright, it's pretty typical. You hit his nose, and then he gets a weak spot, and you just slash it like that. No problem whatsoever. You just do that until he falls over. And then we will get our first dungeon item. Alright, then I believe it's, yeah, okay, only 2 hits. Wow. Easy does it. And what we get here is the Gust Jar. Hold the button to draw things in and release it to fire them out. Set it to A or B, yeah, we know. Alright, so, if we equip the Gust Jar, what we can do is we can, like, shoot things of air, but also we can hold it to suck things up, so we can, and it'll keep us going in one direction, so we can move along here and suck up these various webs. And when you build it up, it shoots out a big thing of air. The air doesn't do any damage, but it can push things out of the way. And also what it can do is clear out stuff like this. And then it can let us pick up bottles. And, well, we can't move very quickly, but if we pick it up, we can shoot it like a gun. There we go. Good stuff. Alright, and it also uncovers things that are hidden underneath the webs. And here are some mysterious shells. I'm not sure what they're for, but let's just hold on to them for now. Oh, I know what they're for. Oh, I know. We will get to that later after the dungeon. And let's just not worry about it right now. It's too early to be concerned with it. Okay, so there's another switch. What is this? More shells. Alright, excellent. I'm not sure if I'm missing anything, so I'm just going to keep clearing this up, just to make sure that there's no more. Oh, there is. Okay, so there. So now we have the blue teleportation thing activated, which will let us get back to this part of the dungeon much quicker. We can also, yeah, tire these things out, stun them, using the Gust Jar. So basically, yes, this is our first dungeon item, and it's very useful for. It's very necessary for completing the game, I should say. In fact, I think you use all the dungeon items on the final boss, if I remember correctly. Okay, no more things. I should probably go back to the beginning of the dungeon right now, just to get that heart piece so I don't forget it. Also, we can now get rid of the cobweb there to go down there. There's a lot more area we can explore. But yes, I think you do use all the items from the dungeons, if I remember correctly. Which hopefully I do. Now, the other thing we can do, we could push the blocks to get back over to the other side. But what you can also do is you can draw in mushrooms like that. And then we don't need to be right next to them to hold them. So that's basically the entire second half of this dungeon, is using the Gust Jar to navigate around rooms and take care of various other enemies. So, if we... Oh, I forgot there's webs there. Get rid of. Well, let's get this heart piece. Let's continue exploring the backside of this dungeon here, because the place that we didn't go yet is here. What is... Can you push any of these blocks? I don't think you can, but that would be pretty neat if there's a secret like that. Ah, there's the heart piece we saw before. Great. Now we have 3, and if we get the one on the outside, we will have 4, and that would be wonderful, wouldn't it? Alright, there's nothing to explore. Oh yeah, yes, there is something to explore back there. Alright, we skipped over. Get out of the way, dude. I don't need to kill you. but please just let me get past. Can I set these guys up? No, you can't, but the air can push enemies. Oh, well, maybe I'm mistaken, but I thought it could. Alright, well, let's see what's down here. Alright, it looks like this is the compass. So, let's go ahead and get that. Or is it the boss key? Okay, no, it's the compass. That's fine. And the fly. Ow. Okay. This is a bit of a conundrum. Now there's a puzzler. I suspect there's not much more we can do here right now. Let's press on. Perhaps we can work this from another angle later on. Ah, yes, okay. I remember this one. Okay. Thank you, Eslo. Actually helped me out there. Nice job, buddy. We can't solve that right now, but we will have a solution to it later. Can we put out the torches? I don't think we can. No, we can't. But we can get more chests, which I believe is shells. 20 mysterious shells for a total of 40. Okay, now that should, if I remember correctly, that should be everything in the backside of this dungeon here. So let us move on. This barrel is not in the right position. Ah. Once again, more stuff we can solve. Before we weren't able to clear this off, but now we can. Even more mysterious shells. Fantastic. Better to get these now, because I'll be looking for them a lot later. Alright. Yeah, I think the next part we'll do, we'll go back to the beginning of the dungeon in a bit, but the next part we'll do is the basement. So we'll get rid of the... apparently we're not getting rid of the cobweb. Come on. Let's get rid of it, man. There we go. Okay, now we can go down to the lower levels. Okay. So we're already at this part. Alright, we're already about to solve the puzzler of that thing we just saw. So what we can do... Now what? Unless we find a way to travel by water, we won't be going much further. Well, what we can do is we can use the gust jar to navigate ourselves along on this lily pad, which is excellent. You can just shoot yourself around the water, and it's pretty neat, actually. Kind of like a vehicle. And when you come across those things, you need to kill them still. And you kind of want to kill them over the lily pad, because then if they drop any items, you get the item. If they don't fall on the lily pad, then you're probably going to miss the item. Alright. And the slugs will just fall into the water. Okay, we need a key. So I believe the key should be in the chest, which we revealed in the previous room, and we need the lily pad to get to the side we could not access. So let's, we'll go on those stairs on the way back. First, let's get the key. Oh, never mind. Never mind, I'm mistaken. We need to shut off the blockers there, so let's do that. Oops. Alright. So we need to get one pot isolated, shoot down, easy does it. Alright. Now we should be able to get the small key that I'm going to assume is in, yes, here. Excellent. So we got ourselves steadily along, steady as she goes. There we go. And we get the small key, fantastic. And even if the lily pad sort of floats away from the shark, it starts to float away from you, you can always use the gust jar to pull it back, which is nice. It's just a neat little thing. I mean, this is the reason I love this game so much. It's just these unique little, you know, puzzles. The gust jar has a huge number of uses, honestly, like compared to many Zelda items that are just like single-use items. The gust jar does no damage, and yet it's still incredibly useful. In fact, I think most of the items do no damage, now that I think about it. Most of the items, like, they can affect enemies, they can stun them and stuff, but I'm pretty sure most of the dungeon items do no damage. Yeah, now that I think about it, none of them do. That's pretty neat. Alright. So here, clearly we need to be throwing ourselves along, fooling yourself, as GLaDOS would say. Oh boy. It's a good thing that doesn't take damage. Alright. Now we know what to do here. I've already done it. And this should be the boss key. Alright, so we're just about done, just about completed with the dungeon here. And I believe we've even gotten all the heart pieces aside from the one that's outside the dungeon. And we can get that later. I want to make sure we draw this back to a proper length. And there we go. There's the big key. Fantastic. And this should activate the other portal. Yep. All the way back to the beginning of the dungeon. Excellent. So now, I did choose the order right. Looks like my memory is still decent enough. We can pull that off of the door. And what's up here? I can't remember which one I'm supposed to go to. It looks like they both lead to the same place. Okay. Fair enough. Get me across. Alright. Alright, if I want to get this chest, though, I'm going to need to... Alright, let's do that first. In fact, we might just end up ending the episode once we get that chest, because then we can do the boss fight and finishing up the dungeon in the next episode. This boss is pretty easy, though. I'll make that determination in just a second, once I get up there. Let us... Chest! It's 20 rupees, fantastic, okay. And looks like we'll need to... Yes, go back down around. Go back down around, yeah, whatever. That makes sense. Either way, though, I think that I'm going to end off the episode just in front of the big door there, and we will take on the boss. So what horrifying creature could it be? We will see in a minute. But it'll be, well, not in a minute. It'll be next episode. There we go. But we made some excellent progress. I'm pretty happy with how I progressed through the dungeon here. And here we are, right at the dungeon door, and this should be full of hearts. Yeah, okay, very predictable. Good job, Zelda game. Either way, that is it for this episode, so thank you very much for watching, and come back next time to witness me crushing the first boss. Thank you very much for watching.